Hey everybody, before we get started, I do have a small message from one of our fellow podcasters.
Are you struggling to schedule game nights, or worse yet, having them cancel at the last minute, turning your tears of joy into tears of despair?
Yes.
Well then, Happy Tuesday! My name's Nick.
And my name is Alan, and we are
Into the Dungeon,
a duet-style actual play ttrpg podcast with one GM and one player. Don't let anybody tell you that size matters.
Oh no.
And come, give us a listen to see how much fun a ttrpg can be with just two people.
We release a new episode every Tuesday at 10 p.m. Central European Time. Make sure to visit us at www.i2td.com. That's the digit 2.
Until then, farewell, and hope to see you again as we delve into the dungeon.
So, if you get a chance, give them a listen. Thank you very much, and back to our show.
Did you say map or Matt?
It can be both. Why not both?
You're not sure she's a vampire as he unrolls a large Matthew, using whiskey bottles to hold down his limbs. Hey everybody, and welcome back to Big Campaign Stories. We're here with the final episode of the House Wars portion. Let's start off though with them lightsaber checks. Joe.
All right. I rolled a 19.
Hey guys, I'm Josh. I'm playing Corbin Thus. Let's see what I get. Still just a super average 11.
You got a double one last week too, didn't you?
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah. This is Doug playing Flynn Exelum. And I'm going to start out by rolling a 3, which is as close to and as far away as Dotra's 19. So, still not a 20.
I'm Cody, and I'm playing the charismatic and majestical Shin. And I got a 16. No swing and a saber for me.
Does that count as like talking before you make the attack roll? Because that was a lot of like talking yourself up before you then didn't get a 20.
I had a 20 last week, man.
So as we entered the last session of this, to give a recap to our listener, Cody.
Me again.
Oh, did I do you last time?
I was the first time, I believe. Because I remember I was very much spitballing what I could remember. And I saw Josh giggling on the camera.
All right. Then let's actually go with Doug since he died last time.
Lovely.
Yep. So last time we attempted to infiltrate the storage warehouses on the docks to try to, and I think we successfully disable or damage some of the importing goods that whatever the bad guys are. Shit, I should bring up my word sheet before we get this far.
I see you over there, Josh. Do you want to help him out?
Yeah, man. So we
Reginald Arvori, I got it.
Arvori. Okay.
Yeah, we got it. I just had to look it up.
All right, smoke bomb, boom.
Anyway, so that we could impact his supplies and hopefully damage his operations. In attempting to do that, Flynn took a critical Gatling round to the chest or arm and blew it off and left him bleeding and unconscious on the ground. So we were successful, but he had to be stitched together by a cyberduck after the fact, and now sports a shiny metal arm and a little bit more hatred in his heart than he used to. And so now this week we're going into, or I don't know how far you want us to get, we're attempting to finish off the entire week-long house war one way or another.
Perfect. So,
and I don't know if do we officially figure out Madame Sangari's a vampire? We just think she is.
That's where we left off the night of at the end of that session.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Like there was some talk of blood drinking or whatnot.
There was talk of holy water being used in the rose water.
Oh, that's what
that was injected.
Yeah.
And
the thing that she was allergic to was not the rose water; it was the holy water.
It was the holy water piece, and just her casually keeping dude's finger not making a big to-do about that. That's perfectly normal, I suppose, if you're a vampire. So, unconfirmed, though.
Wait, so you know it's normal for a vampire? No, I don't trust you.
Look, man, I eat chicken wings. I would assume it's the same thing for them for, like, human fingers. I can only use my imagination.
That just raises further questions.
We got a bunch of bombs dropped on us too last time before we ended.
Yeah, so the story bombs, as they were, to re-carpet bomb you. Corbin, you'd received text from your daughter, as well as from an unknown person, explaining that regardless of the outcome, your daughter's college is taken care of. For Dotra, they had confirmed the rose water being a holy water in the wine. For Yuno, they've been offered a chance to join the Sangari family when this is completed. And Exelum, reviewing the documents, has realized that with the death of Avori, all of that property is already legally set up to go to Xavier Estebold, as opposed to actually transferring over to Madame Sangari, or for who would normally win. But we're here the morning of the final day. Dotra in the kitchen, prepping breakfast for all. What are you all up to?
Would be obviously at the bar trying to get some nice espresso and coffee like beverage mixed up, probably with some fruit on the side and maybe grubs he'd mix up in his fashion from his hometown. Thinking about what the madam told him and asked him and how he would go about it.
Dotra prepping breakfast, Yuno making a drink. Flynn and Corbin, what are you up to this morning?
Flynn's going to take a bit longer getting down to join the group this morning after he's just going to have a bit of a longer conversation with his benefactor, but eventually would come down to join the rest of the group a little grumpier than usual. And only noteworthy other change is you've seen his eyes glow that kind of yellowed color when he's activating his abilities in the past, and now they are that way when he comes down. So just a kind of glowing yellow light from his eyes. And then he goes and he's going to root around and see if he can't find some cigars for the day, for more longer term burn for the combat coming up than trying to light a cigarette mid combat over and over again.
Yeah, you can definitely find a pack of cigars over by the drink stand where Yuno is.
As well.
Corbin.
Yeah, so this is the next morning, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So can you just describe to me how the living room is looking? When last we left off, it was pretty, everything looked a mess. Madame Sangari's right-hand man was rough for wear, and then we had another guy that was kind of just standing in the corner. Are they anywhere to be seen, or are we the first ones up? And is the house clean?
Oh, there's no way you're the first ones up. In a house full of servants, it is immaculate down here. Mal's is walking around as though nothing had happened. Madame Sangari seems to be getting fitted for her tactical armor. The gentleman from before is still standing in the corner, tight-lipped with an angry face. But servants are all about. You can see weapons being moved about as they're getting things prepped for the upcoming battle.
Corbin is going to ask one of the servants for coffee, 2 creamers, and then he's going to go sit in a couch that's the furthest away where he can watch all of the buzz that's going on, where he can still see everything happening, but his back is going to be against the wall. So Noah can see the text he sends out, and he's going to send a text to his daughter saying, "Hey, Pumpkin, hope you have a wonderful day. Look forward to seeing you tonight over dinner."
Yeah, you get back the, "Love you, Dad, you too."
And then he will put his phone in his pocket and enjoy his coffee and just get ready for the day.
Yeah, guns, pistols, armor. You can see some servants are actually getting fitted in order to be here for the defense of the house. Upstairs, in the fitting room, Exelum, you walk in as a small contingent of servants is equipping Madame Sangari in an ornate blue and gold tactical armor. She has an exquisite longsword on one hip, a modified pistol on the other. Oh, good morning, Exelum.
Morning. Do you have another set of that armor? Maybe something less gaudy, but not that yours doesn't look good. It's great. I don't need it to be blue and gold. I just need to be effective.
Unfortunately, it's matching. It's my old husband's if you'd like to wear it.
All right, then.
Come. And she'll invite you to stand over next to where she is, kind of hands out as they're taking measurements and fitting the armor to her. As servants will start taking off the armor you're wearing now and start putting armor on you. You seem in sorts this morning. I like what you've done with the eyes.
Let's just say I'm motivated to remove your competition.
And she'll flash you a polite smile of, "That's a wonderful thing to hear in the morning."
Flynn will nod, but otherwise just stay quiet.
For those of you downstairs, getting ready, seeing the buzz of the household, Mal's is in full kind of commander mode. He's bringing out maps. He's getting things ready. He's directing people as to where to put equipment, where to prep, which snipers should be on the roof, where people should be. But it's about 10, 15 minutes later, after all of you kind of come down, settled in, before you'd see Madame Segari coming down the steps in her blue and gold ornate armor. Next to her would be Flynn in a similar matching set, also with a nice sword at his hip and a pistol, though on opposite sides.
You would hear Corbin whistle as soon as you came down the stairs. You'd hear, "There's some fancy digs, bud."
Yeah. With luck, it will help prevent my other arm from being blown off this time around.
Corbin immediately chokes on his coffee when you say that and starts laughing. It's a good step in the right direction. You stay behind me, bud. Make sure that doesn't happen again.
Yeah.
Dotra would go through the kitchen, put everything away, and unroll his knife set, making sure everything is sharpened and honed, and then put them into the bandolier underneath his chef's whites. And, grenade launcher strapped to the back.
Mel's would let you all know that 15 minutes we're going to convene to discuss the plan. We won't strike until dusk, though.
Mm-hmm. Understood.
But as you guys spend that time then, catching up, taking seats at the table, Flynn, you'll get a message on your phone, just a brief text, asking if everything's in order.
Well, Flynn would answer yes, in order. Or at least being ordered now. You might think that last part, that's a lot to type into a text message.
Are there any ingredients that are conspicuously missing in the kitchen, like garlic or things of that nature?
No, not at all.
Okay.
No, as far as food-wise, nothing's really missing in that sort of sense.
Okay.
But with all of you gathered, Mouse will roll out a large map. Mouse will stand at the head of the table while Madame Sengari heads off towards the kitchen. We're planning to go in at dusk. We have until 9 p.m. to remove Arvori or gain his surrender. If not, then the Madam loses her house right to Arvori. And that will not happen. Is that clear?
Yes, sure. That's what we're all here for.
I'm sending 10 soldiers with each of you. You'll need to take the area surrounding the Arvori estate so we cannot make an escape. There are 4 major locations. 1, the Crow estate up above has a group of snipers and soldiers on it. We need to make sure that we are not pinned down if somebody would like to take that. The Southern Yard is massive, and they have a couple squads of banter support set up there. Now, we have removed 3 of his commanders so far, which is great, but we are under the impression he's still using a tactician to help coordinate. The south and north sections of his estate are going to be the most heavily defended. Also, we'll need another group to make sure that the west gate that leads out of Bayview is blocked. There are a fair amount of blinkers that are out there helping, so make sure they don't get too close. So for listeners at home, we're going to be testing out a pseudo-new rule set I've just kind of made up to kind of help with kind of larger skirmishes and fight. Think of if you've played Fire Emblem, kind of dealing with that kind of rock, paper, scissors / effect, dealing with morale points and what. So let's all roll initiatives as we begin the Battle of Bayview. All right, very well. So we cut across to the South Yard parking lot, approaching the Arvori estate. The 3-tiered home, you can see the balconies kind of on rotating sides as you run up against the first group of banter support mercenaries. Flynn, what are you doing?
Flynn's going to take this opportunity to recon on the way in. He will use fabricate disguise to help his team blend in before they make their approach. We will use this opportunity to, since they're not charging, we will sneak in from the sides and we will flank them.
The agents of the South Yard are dug in and do not see your flank approach. So you will take this one, getting 2 points.
Excellent. Good work, man. And I'd say let's press the advantage, but we can't do that because we already did the recon thing.
And Dotra erase themselves, it looks like.
Yep, a little bit.
No worries. Dotra, it's your turn. So as your squad is heading up the rounding driveway that goes up to what once was the glorious and fantastical kind of Crow estate, it has since burned down. You can definitely see the snipers set up in the ruins of this dilapidated and destroyed building.
I think we're going to try to get some recon with a coyote detective.
So as long as you're using like a daily ability or a spell slot, it has to be something that can be expended.
Has to cost us a resource of some kind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're going to use detect thoughts.
Okay, awesome. Yeah.
The most legitimate recon we could do. What are they doing? This thing. Okay, great.
Uh-huh.
Very well. So yeah, as you move in detecting thoughts, Your agents are pick up. They are not going to flank.
Yeah, we're going to charge.
As your troops go to charge, the snipers are able to reveal their trap where they are dug in and catch you in a bit of crossfire. So you will lose a point and they will gain. So you're at the west gate exit. So you're moving between houses. When they say blinkers, they mean the band of the gang from the Inner Dusk Banter area called the Blink Dogs. So you're dealing with a bunch of like close firearm, shotgun kind of pseudo police force kind of gang. They get a lot of their excess equipment from the Seekers. You guys are trying to maneuver between households.
All right. Well, I'm going to use my invisibility to do a little recon work of these blinkers. See if I have to be worried about range right off the bat or if they're going to be easy animals charging.
So using your invisibility, your group's able to determine they are not going to dig in.
All right. I'll tell my boys that we are going to use the old ancient hunting techniques of my people, and we're going to try to outflank them and attack them from their weak points.
Getting in position as you try to flank them, a group of blinkers will come rushing forward, shotguns ablazing, charging into battle with you. So they will take the advantage in this one, getting 2 points and dealing 1 to you. And at the North Yard, Corbin, this is the widest area. Troops are all about as you guys are moving towards the home. You can see the lights on the second floor as you approach.
Yeah, so Corbin is going to look at his guys, look at the area, and then he's going to go into a focused. He's going to get focused and go into a rage. And when he does that, there's this shroud of darkness that comes around him and within 30 feet. So what I want to do is I want to use a round of rage in conjunction with my shades of rage, which makes it harder for me to see to kind of scout the area.
Okay. Using a recon ability, you can tell they are not going to flank.
When I come back to my guys, I'm going to look at my second in command. I'm like, boys, we're flanking. And then Corbin's going to start doing hand signals and tell them exactly how this is going to get done and then execute.
All right. Upon the wide expanse of the North Yard, the Banter support agents will rush forward, charging with auto rifles, taking the advantage. As you can see, troops kind of getting into position, reinforcements lining up. Flynn through the South Yard.
Flynn will takes a big inhale on this cigar and flips the visor down, exhaling smoke all out of it, billowing out as he motions to his men. We press the advantage. Charge!
All right. Excellent. You are able to charge forward in the South Yard. As they had removed themselves from their dug-in position, they were trying to move to flank, as you guys will shatter through them, taking the advantage on this.
With a limited selection of first-level spells, we will press our morale-breaking charge attacks advantage with an itching curse to really make them uncomfortable in their skins after such a big defeat.
Perfect. So that puts you at what, 5 morale?
We lost one at the end of their last round, so that's 3 more for 4.
4. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Dotra, as the firefight continues on the Crow Estate, you can see down below your allies attempting to attack the house. What do you guys do up here?
We're going to charge.
With their elevated position, they will remain dug in.
Well, son of a bitch.
They will take the advantage on this one as well, forcing you to lose another morale unless you want to expend a defensive power to reduce that.
Yeah.
All right. While you look over your powers,
All right. I will confer to my men and be like, do not take that skirmish as an indicator of the battle to be lost. For a snake never strikes once, and we're a pit of vipers. And he's going to lead another flank. Really showing his inexperience to leading and just really going off instinct at this point.
The blinkers, having pushed their way through into your previous attempts to flank them, they are dug in this time. So they will be caught off guard by your sudden viciousness, and you will get the advantage on this one, getting your 2 morale points, and they will lose 1.
Corbin's going to be emboldened by the fact that his first command got the better of him, and he's going to double down, and he's going to say, we're going to flank them again, boys, let's go.
At the North Yard. Yeah, their charge having been successful this time, they attempt to hold that ground by digging in, but you were able to get the advantage on this.
Cool. And then I would like to press the advantage for sure.
Okay. Grab an extra point.
Yeah.
At the South Yard. Flynn, it looks like these agents are definitely being pressed hard. Your troops are cutting them off in almost every direction. What are you up to?
Now that we've made our presence known, we will gather up some of the remnants of the barriers that were there from the previous teams digging in, and we will dig in ourselves.
as this troop already down attempts to remove you by charging forward. They find themselves completely outdone as they are gunned down before your group. Up top of the Crow Estate, Dotra.
Going avalanche charge.
As you go rushing in, they are also charging you back. So both of you are going to lose 2 points. Can still expend a power to either increase your morale or decrease your loss, however you'd like to.
Yep. We're gonna heighten awareness again.
So how much morale do you have?
-4.
And then
I'll turn to my men. Do not celebrate yet, for the prey has not been defeated. Let us show our might, the might of our people. And I'll lead a charge, using momentum, trying not to get them settled in our new position.
Yeah, as they move to try to flank you, your charge will break through, giving you that advantage.
I will press and use spells.
And Corbin.
Yeah, so Corbin's going to survey the land, see that we've broken even, failing a flank, but then flanking, catching them off guard by doubling down. And he's going to want to spend one of his rage rounds to recon the area and get a feel for what the enemy's getting ready to do.
All right. They are not digging in.
Okay. With this knowledge, Corbin is going to look down. He's going to ponder for a minute, and then he's going to look at his boys and he's going to say, all right, guys, it's time to go. And then we're going to charge, and he's going to lead from the front.
Excellent. You go rushing in as they also charge you.
Fuck yeah.
So you'll both lose 2. What's your morale?
My morale now, it was at 2 when we started the round, so this would be 0.
Perfect. They're at -3, so they will lose an additional 1. Then at the end of the round, everybody loses 1. So the first section of the North Yard collapses.
What do I see when I look over to Joe's?
So you can see up the Crow Estate looked over the Arvory as kind of like it was the rich house that was sat on top of the Bayview area. You can just see there's a massive firefight going up in there. The air is littered with the bursts of muzzle flare, and you can hear that echoing across this entire community.
Corbin's going to radio over, and he's going to say, Dotra, how you hanging up there?
Oh, been better. It's not going great.
Would you like one of us to come help, or are you coming to us?
We're kind of stuck where we are.
Okay. Before Corbin makes the call, he's going to radio over to the rest of the guys. Hey, does anybody have a free hand that they can lend Dotra right now? I got 2 squads in front of me I'm looking to take care of here.
It looks like there's another group ahead, so I need to take care of that one first. Last time I went out on a limb, I lost one, so we're going to finish this here now.
A snake takes its time to kill its prey, but the moment it's done, I shall assist.
So, Dotra, you would hear, as I'm still kind of hot micing, as Corbin is still hot micing the network, you would hear him off in the distance after he heard what Flynn said and what the rest of the group said. You'd hear him say, I don't give a fuck that we just beat the squads. We got to go to a different location. Rally up, boys. Let's go. He would say, Dotra, I'm on my way. And then the mics would cut Jet.
All right, Flynn, start of the new round.
Yeah, advance into the next group. We will hide from our victory. We will start by bursting from our cover and charging forward towards the other skirmish group.
The ragtag group of both street bot mercenaries and banter support are hoping to retake this momentum that you have stolen, and they are also charging. So you'll both lose 2. And then what's your morale?
4, we won via dug-in, so we'd gotten 2 and lost 1, so was at 5, if I have my number right. So was it 5? Lose 1 now, go to 4.
Okay, and they will drop down another 1 to -3 because you have the higher morale.
We'll just start yelling about send them to the fires of hell and whatnot.
All right, and up at the Crow Estate, Dotra, you're backed up by Corbin's squad, but both of you are up against the Crow Estate. So we'll go ahead and do Dotra first.
We're going to dig in.
So as you dig in, as do they, the exchange of gunfire goes off, so you'll both lose 1 point.
I'll turn to my men and say, let us not throw caution to the wind, for information is key to make our strike lethal. And I'll cast Cloak of the Naga to go invisible and get a recon going.
You know that they are not choosing flank.
Okay. And then I will lead my men in a flanking motion.
As you go to flank the group of blinkers, they're in these kind of close quarters with shotguns abound. Their charge is able to do a fair amount of damage, so they will take that advantage there. Up on the Crow Estate, Corbin, what was your action?
Corbin's going to be right next to Dotra, who is probably in his trenches or behind a rock. And Corbin is he's going to send his squad to move to flank.
All right. So yes, they will lose that. So you get 2 and they gain 1.
Wait, they gain 1?
Or sorry, he lose 2. They lost 1. The fighting at the Crow Estate seems to get larger as we see multiple groups there exchanging fire. Amongst the North Yard, those of you from especially the Crow Estate can look down and see the North Yard troops marching towards the Sangari home. Fighting in the South Yard seems to be going fairly well for Exelim's troops. And the battle in Westgate seems to be pretty back and forth and violent. Flynn in the South Yard.
I think we're going to take this opportunity to throw another flurry of disguises at them to gain a recon, see what they're up to.
All right. You know they did not choose charge.
All right. So we will approach from the sides in a flanking action.
After the stunning defeat last time, they had attempted to dig in, taking defensive positions, but they are not ready amongst the surprising amount of disguised characters as you take flank and remove them. The South Yard has fallen to Flynn's troops.
All right.
Up at the Crow Estate, Dotra.
Gonna try to flank.
Sorry, I'm going to say this out loud before we learn what Jeff's actions are, just to make sure we're fair here. I'm going to move to recon and flank as well. Unless I can't flank, but recon and then flank or charge.
Okay. So, using your recon, they are not choosing flank. Then yes, with the assistance of Corbin, Dotra, you are able to flank on their dug-in location. With that, they are absolutely taken out. So both of you will get to apply the winning a skirmish with the flank option. While you ponder that, we go over to Westgate. The fight is strong between the Blink Dogs and your group.
Yuno's going to be a little exhausted, turn to his men, and be like, all right, even Corbin was useless his first couple skirmishes. So I want you to show these men your fury. Let us show them the might of your clan, and I'll lead them in a charge.
Through the backyards and through the homes here at the Westgate part of Bayview, the Blink Dogs charge against Yuno's people. As you both charge, you'll both lose 2 points.
Oh, this is bloody.
And what's your morale?
I'm now -2.
All right. At -2, you do have more than them. So the first group of Blink Dogs are destroyed. As we hit the end of the round, everybody will lose 1 more point. Those of you, so you won with a charge. You do get your additional 2 morale points. Both my flanking homies up on the hill, you have an additional point you can spread out to other groups. 1 point you can assign to other people if you'd like.
Yeah, Corbin's going to look over the edge after winning the battle up here and make eye contact with... He's going to make eye contact with Yuno, and he's going to say, hey, fuck you, I heard that. And he's just going to shout it out, but in an encouraging fuck you, and he's going to give his morale point to Yuno's squad.
You see, even Corbin's with us. He'll yell at his troops.
And Dotra will try to give the bonus to Flynn so that we can move into flank on the north side, saying over the intercoms as a strategic advantage, hoping to give that morale that way.
Flynn also won in a flank. Then he would pass that off to Yuno. Try to give him some support since he's all by himself down there.
I'll look over to Flynn and be, see, information is power. And he'll encourage his troops again.
All right, excellent. So we start off this next round. Flynn, if you want, you can take these points and advance basically to the Avoria Estate. So I'll take you out of the rest of this combat, but you'll be saving these morale points for the afterfight, or you can move into another group to assist.
No, we'll help clean up the West Gate, I think, since those guys are already working together. So Flynn and his team would head down towards the West Gate side. You guys, come with me.
If Thus and Dotra, are you guys both moving to the North Yard?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, unless I start hearing radio chatter to the contrary that they need help, I'm going to go back and kick this thing off.
You would just hear Yuno hot mic in half the time, and you just hear him hissing while he fights.
Flynn and Yuno going up against the Blink Dogs you guys have here trapped between homes. What are your actions?
So we will gather up all of our, or fabricate further disguises, as now a cheerful group of mimes approach from the north, or south, into Westgate. They won't even know what hit them, but hopefully we'll figure out what they're not doing.
Yuno will look at his men and say, being ready and wait, for our spies will let us know the advance.
So they are not charging.
But I will
You-
convey that they are not charging.
You want my action as well at the same time?
Yeah, let's do it. Sounds
You know-
this will be fun.
We'll be flanking.
As the Blink Dogs here watched the defeat of their allies, they thought it best to dig in. Fortunately, unaware that both Yuno's troops, as well as the Exlem squad, were able to flank. So both of you will take wins, and they will take heavy losses. At the North Yard, as these troops are approaching the Sangari estate, coming down from the crow's nest,
The Crow Estate.
the rookery, Corbin and Dotra, what are you guys choosing and doing?
I choose flank.
Also flank.
Fortunately, at the North Yard, seeing that they had an open area, they were attempting to charge Sangari's home. So both of you lose one as they will gain 2 points. With the round completed, we turn to Westgate.
I'll type it in first.
I think before he does that, I will be like, let us show us that they're not the only ones that can sneak behind enemy lines. And again, I'll look to my men as let us infiltrate the enemy, pass on the information to our kin as I cast Cloak of the Nega.
Very well. They are not digging in this time.
Now we'll be like, let us finish what our chitinous incisors have entrapped our prey and charge.
Flynn is joining with that. They throw off their mime disguises and leap forward.
Mr. Mime!
Very well. As the group of Blink Dogs attempted to separate to fight you on both fronts, hopefully from the cover of the inside of homes, behind doors, and from garages, their flank is unsuccessful as they are charged both sides and their group is removed entirely. Back at the North Yard, technically Dotra gets first action to do a recon if they want, but otherwise, just because of initiatives, but otherwise, go and reveal both what you're doing when you're ready.
I got nothing else to use to do a recon.
Josh, you want to burn anything on that?
No, Corbin's going to be pissed, and he's going to, if he does get the advantage on this, he's going to want to press the advantage for the extra morale killers. So no, he's not going to recon. He's going to want to charge.
And flank.
Very well. The North Yard, with the support of their friends behind them, they feel comfortable in doing this. They will charge. So against Dotra, they will break through your flank. And Corbin, you both charge each other, so you'll both lose 2. And then what's your morale?
We just butted heads, right? So we just lost 2.
Mm-hmm.
So -2, and then I lose an additional 1 at the end of the round, or
You do. There's an additional one because you both charge and they have a higher morale.
okay. So it's okay. So net -3, and I'll be at -4 when we hit the end of the round.
Correct.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
And we're out.
All right. So we end the round. Everybody loses 1. And you said Dotra, your group falls.
That is correct.
Well, we won ours with flanks on our end. Can we hand over morale points?
Yeah, absolutely.
So we'll give a morale point to Dotra.
That brings us up to -5.
Do I know how badly they're looking? Do I know essentially the morale points, but in damages by looking at them? Like, can I tell which one's worse off?
Yeah, I mentioned you guys are kind of in radio contact, like you have been. Like you definitely hear that Dotra's group has been running up against a lot of heavy opposition.
All right. I'll go over comms and Dotra, don't you dare give up yet. I need some more appetizers for my menu. And I'll give him my morale bonus.
Live to lose another day.
All right, farewell. We start off this next round then. Are you, Flynn and are you guys remove yourself from the battle and taking those morale points to win, or joining in with the rest of the group?
I'll go help out. We don't need more people behind us.
I'm hungry for more, and I'll lead my men back to help out.
Very well. Flynn?
I think at this point, Flynn would go ahead and try to find an advantage and get the drop on Arvori. So I think yeah, he'll move in.
All right, perfect. So we'll shift you out of this for now. So you guys can see the firefight happening as Exlem squad is now starting to basically block off and take out the vehicles, starting to surround the house to prevent Arvori's escape. You 3 at the North Yard, go in initiative order. I've already chosen my action. Is anybody doing recon?
Yeah. I'm gonna have to. It's looking dire over here with my boys. So I'll look to my men and be like, let us make sure we win this fight as well. Casted.
Okay, they are not charging. All right, Dotra.
Gonna flank.
All right,
Same boat.
Corbin.
Yeah, I'm flanking.
Oh dear Lord.
In an excellent display, the 3 of you are able to rush in upon their dug-in position. So all of you will get 2 morale each, and they will lose 3 times. End of the round, everybody loses another point. And I've chosen mine, so is anybody doing recon?
Not I.
Alrighty. Final choices?
I'm going to flank.
I am charging the enemy's position with the wrath of the Cobra.
I'm going to charge.
So, flank versus flank. Dotra, you can remove yourself from the combat if you'd like, but both of you choosing charge means they will lose another 2. You guys will both gain 2 more morale points each. And at the end of the round, that puts them at -5, and they are done. At this point, all of you are not in a battle, so you can choose to advance to the Arvoria state, or if you guys want to remove this last one to try to scrape some more morale points off, you can.
I'll look over to Corbin and see how he looks and how his troops are before, and be like, "Are you good for another round, or shall we continue on with this task?"
Yeah, so you're going to see Corbin's led troops, missing about half of them. So I have 4 guys left in my squad. I've taken some con damage to kind of take a couple blows to let the guys survive, and these last couple rounds has taken half the squad away. So I still got 4 guys to my squad, and I'm looking pretty good. So I'm thumbs up, ready to rock in. And I got above table. I have 2 morale points in my pocket.
I think I'm a +5 right now.
Cool.
So I'm going with you. Let's keep the momentum going.
Dotra?
We're done here.
Alrighty.
My Viper Pit continues.
Very well. So you'll move to there, and then so and Corbin, you're going to try to take on this last group?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Alrighty. Very well. I've made my choice.
I'd like to spend a round of rage to see what these guys were doing while we were taking out the squad in front of them. I'd like to do a recon move.
Okay. So yeah, with their recon, they are not digging in.
Then I'm going to charge. Say, let's go get them, boys.
Will turn to his men and be like, "Let us await our prey, like the scorpion does."
Very well. So they charge. Going up against Corbin, they will lose 2, as you will lose 2. What's your morale?
It's at 0 now.
Okay. So they'll drop down to 3. And you chose to dig in?
Correct.
Yeah, backing up Corbin's charging position, you're able to push back their charge easily, gaining you those points as they lose another, putting them at -4, and at the end of the round, they collapse.
Do we still lose that 1 at the end of the round?
Yes, everybody loses the 1 at the end of the round.
I'm only +6.
As you guys will all advance to the Arvoria state. So, as your men surround the building, you can see Madame Singari's honor guard with Mals, as well as the heavily armored paladin walking across the north yard, heading towards the building to join you as you all progress inside. How bad are you all looking?
I'm at 15 con. I got 4 guys to my squad, and I have -1 morale. How about you guys?
My morale is at 6, with everybody still there.
I myself, I'm also at +6. But I think I lost 2.
I got 2 guys, -4 morale, and a 9 constitution.
Are we taking our guys with us, or are we now?
No. Yeah, so they'll surround the home to prevent his escape. You guys will head up the stairs onto the 2nd floor of the opulent home of Reginald Lavori.
What time is it right now?
It's about 8:45, so you have about 15 minutes.
Corbin is going to send an apologetic text to his daughter, apologizing for missing our 8:30 dinner and letting her know that he is running a bit late and will need about an hour.
I think I'll turn to the group and say, "Well, time to get the game face on." As he'll look down, quiver a little bit, and he's going to cast Gaze of Absolution. As you'll see this snake, because he's shirtless now with blood after that battle, the snake that's coiled around his stomach that goes up his back is going to slightly light up as begins to change, and his eyes go slitted and look poison green like a snake, and his incisors and smile is widening, exposing sharp incisors dripping with venom. And that'll also give me, I think it's Death Watch or whatever it's Death Watch, yeah.
As you enter into the opulent estate of Reginald Lavori, heading up to the 2nd floor, you can hear the faint playing of a piano, the cling of glasses, as a couple servants are running drinks over to him as he sits there. As soon as he sees you all enter in, he'll call out, "You'll forgive me for not inviting you in, madam." She kind of hisses back, "That's an old wives' tale, Reginald. I believe you've lost." And he'll sit there still playing. "Oh, I wouldn't quite say that yet. Let us discuss the terms of your surrender, madam. See no reason this has to end any worse than it already has, Menora. Is there anything you guys want to do?" She'll walk up to the edge here to speak down to him while he's playing the piano.
Will grin, showing his sharpened fangs. and use Death Watch to see what he can gather from his surroundings.
Can I just shoot him with a grenade launcher?
Up. Hold on. Keep your muffins to yourself. Let me ask a let me ask a question or two before you just go in guns a-blazing with Madison Gari between, him and us. Jeff, we still got the button pin thing, right? That makes it to where we can't go to kill each other when we're talking?
Correct.
Okay.
If he dies before 9 o'clock, she wins them.
Our obligation is clear, I think. Doesn't matter what she is. She holds the contract.
Right. No, this is to support her. I'm just saying we can super not go bloodshed on this, I think.
You mean let her take him out? Is that?
Yeah, and essentially he would say in a hushed tone, do we know for sure if she's a vampire or not?
Would I be able to tell with Death Watch?
Yes, you are able to tell Madame Sangari, Malzmaran, as well as the gentleman in the armor are all registering as undead.
I'm not going to tell my party. Yuno's going to look over at Corbin, and he's going to be smiling ear to ear, bearing those two fangs he has with his snake eyes. And you'll see like a shine in his eyes as he winks and looks forward.
Corbin would pull the coin out of his coat pocket, and he would go to hand it to his little snake friend. He'd give him a nod and be like, hey, buddy, you want to do the honors? Mr. Knight in Shining Armor?
The honors you.
All right. So, yeah, Corbin would want to activate the pen for him and Madame Sangari and their group up ahead. So that way they could talk and just walk up alongside him. We're not going to shoot him and nobody's going to pull a gun or harm him. She's just going to bite him.
I'm pretty sure a bite is not even open to interpretation. That is an aggressive act.
Yeah, you can roll me a profession lawyer on this.
Come on. Be a good lawyer this one time.
I've rolled like a dang near a 20 on every one of these lawyer checks. So I don't know. 18's actually kind of garbage. But I got an 18 on the profession lawyer check.
I mean, you guys do have morale points sitting around if you want to spend those to boost that number.
I don't.
Then yeah, everything seems to check out pretty well based on what Corbin's saying.
All right, great. It's gonna work, I guess. Let's just do it. We're low on time, so they're gonna chat. They better chat fast.
I got it. Okay.
Then Madame Sangari and her two guards will head across the large room, heading down the stairs, past the copper railing and towards the piano where he's at. Are all of you staying up and above?
I think Flynn will come to about just down in front of the windows, kind of at the ledge there.
Corbin is going to follow Madame Sangari and the group and stay at the top of the last remaining staircase, so the last flight of stairs. So he still has, he can still see the second floor and the first floor opening where this piano and other seating arrangements are. So just making sure to have oversight.
Yuno's going to walk forward very calmly, covered in blood still, grinning. He's going to walk right by Mr. Avoy, sizing him up, and then he'll glare at the madam and her guards, appreciating them more now, knowing that they're vampires. And as he walks by, takes position on her back right, he'll whisper, "We're more alike than I thought."
All of you can give me perception checks or sense motives.
Oh my gosh.
Ah! Not 20. Yuno Shin can see Death Watch, I'm telling you.
I rolled a 25.
All right, and Flynn and Docha?
I only got a 19.
All right, and Corbin, were you rolling a sense motive or perception?
I was rolling perception.
Very well. So as you guys take your positions, Corbin, you look around this. I mean, you see the finely crafted doors, the beautiful architecture here, the curtains closed. Though dimly lit, it's not hard to miss how wealthy Arvori must be. But with the 25, there's something about this that feels a little off. There's his placement, his seating, the covered windows. All of it seems a little strange. But with a nat 20 on the perception, you can spot that there is a wire that runs from the seat where he's at to the piano.
God damn it. Of course there'd be.
As you all approach, he continues to play. It's one of my favorite songs, The Dirge of Saint Arcani. I'm sure you know his history, madam. She sneers at him. And what's that supposed to mean? Well, nothing. Classical music, I find, is so much better than this new trash that comes out. These DJs and their new electronic music. Why mess with perfection?
Would I have time to do something or cast a spell, seeing that cable?
You do.
Yuno would see the cable, and then he'd cast Grasp of the Naga, casting Mage Hand to yoink that cable out.
Excellent. As Reginald Arvori begins to hit the crescendo of the music, as you reach out and rip out the cable, the trap is set off.
Made an engineering check first.
All of the curtains drop, all of the covers on paintings drop, as the entire room is covered in 14 different daylight spells. The madam begins screaming in pain. Mal's, unfortunately unable to figure out what's going on, being freshly turned, is yelling, trying to reach for his guns. The heavily armored man sits there with a grim determination on his face, as he simply smiles as his skin begins to peel off and turn to dust. Arvori continues playing as they try to find places to get cover, find shade. There is nothing in here to provide them with.
Flynn is going to interpret this as aggressive action on the part of the other party. Well, he will attempt to bring his gun to bear.
Oh yeah, you absolutely can. The coin is still in effect. Everyone is being affected by sunlight, as they would be.
Right. I've been affected by sunlight previously, most days even, and it hasn't done much. Aside from it's easier to see here now, so I'm just going to pick up the Gatling gun and aim at the pianist.
As you do that, everybody roll initiatives.
I'm gonna pull the string the bad guy has right in the fucking thing. Like, all right.
In my defense, I heard he say cable, and I figured electronic signal that he would push a button, and it was stuff like the windows were going to blow, or there's going to be Gatling guns.
Totally on brand. All right, now
My guy still has a -1 wisdom, so let's be honest.
cute.
I rolled a 3 on my initiative for 16.
I rolled a 9. I'll just be back here. That last battle was real rough.
But yes, you were first to react as all of a sudden 3 of your employed allies begin burning in the bright daylight that covers the entire second floor. From outside, you would see like lights beaming out of the second floor in every direction.
Yuno would grab the madam and try and cover her from the sunlight, and maybe if there's any shade at all behind me by the elevated position, get her cover there.
Yeah, try to get her into a corner and like be on top of her, kind of covering her.
Yeah.
Flynn
will fully auto attack with the Gatling gun. I'm not 100% sure on all the gun rules, but basically just start making holes in Arvori. Before he does that, he will smite impudence and call a judgment of destruction. He's going to glow bright, so yellow light and mist kind of just streaming off of him as he focuses the power of his benefactor. So he's doing all that. He just has a standard action for the attack this round, so I'm just going to shoot.
Oh, you don't have a swift action?
Well, I do, but I'm going to do 2 of them to activate both a smite and a judgment because, everything at this point, everything lasts until the end of combat, and I think this is the last combat. So we're just turning things on now. So it should be a 28 to hit.
Yeah, the spray of bullets goes cutting across the piano, ripping apart the seat. Definitely clips across Arvori as he starts to struggle and move to get out of the way and try to take cover behind that piano. As you open fire on him, you can see the invisibility will drop on 8 applied solutions guards that have shotguns raised and ready and are beginning to move in. Corbin.
And that'll be 11. For what it's worth, that was 11 damage total with the destruction going. I'll try to get that in the dice rolls now.
No worries. Added to it.
So Corbin is immediately going to, as a free action, go into his double rage, controlled rage. And in doing so, 30 feet around me is a blood rager ability from my bloodline called Shades of Rage, which lowers the light level 1 step of whatever the light level is. So my question is, what light level are we at right now, and what does it lower it to?
Sadly, with this many daylight spells active, it brings it down from what would be like a brilliant day to a bright day.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's still not nothing. And then in my rage, I'm going to use Skilled Rager. I'm going to jump in a rage over the banister from the stairs, and then when I land on my feet, I'm going to charge to the piano, which is most likely on wheels, and I'm going to slide underneath it. And what I'm going to try and do is kind of turtle the piano towards Madame Singari and smash it into the wall so she has something to hide behind from the light. I'm going to take his cover from him.
Okay, absolutely. Go ahead and give me that strength check. You'll be able to jump down from there easily enough, running past the burning Malzmaron as you attempt to flip the piano in that direction. We'll set this at a fairly large piano. We're going to set this at a DC 20 strength check.
I rolled a 14. We need to hit 20 for me to be able to move this piano over Madame Singari so she doesn't die.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to give you inspiration because that's a badass.
Oh, cool. Yay.
But I don't
What is
have
it?
inspiration.
Damn it. Why did you even say it, man? I got excited.
I said I would love to.
Hey, lover boy, you want to give me some of those morale points so we can keep your girlfriend alive?
How many do you need?
I need 6.
All of them?
Yeah, I need, or 3 from both of you, but yes. I mean, do you want her to die?
No, but I also want to live.
Okay, well,
Can I give the piano my negative morale?
hey, fuck you, classical arts. You just start talking shit to it. It gets easier to move.
Yeah, I'll give you all my merch.
Thank you, buddy.
Gonna be bullied into.
I mean, whatever, man. I'm just saying, here's the thing that I'm doing. You can support it or not. I
No,
just
it
want you to
makes-
be aware of the consequences.
No, whenever anybody throws a piano at me, I always try to help them out as much as possible to make sure they can do it. I wouldn't want them to fail to throw the piano all the way to me.
I'm gonna fail something big later because I don't have those points.
Okay, so Jeff, we did it. I've corralled the troops, and they have loaned me $6.
All right. Very well. With the
I ain't giving them any of my money. Give me that for lunch.
So with the combined morale and your incredible effort, you're able to move the piano over towards that corner, giving a space for Madame Sangari and Yuno to kind of get some cover with your shadow effect going. That provides them enough shade that she's not in direct exposure. But the soldiers will begin moving in. First one here will move up, take a aim shotgun at you, Corbin.
My AC is 17. It does not hit.
Okay. Yeah, the next one will move up, taking a defensive stance in front of Reginald as it will aim its shot at Mal's, striking him as he burns. So here we'll move up. The one towards the bottom will rush across the hallway, firing at you, Corbin. 22.
Hits.
Doing 6 points of damage. Dotra.
All right, so the piano's moved and the guy walked around me.
It did. It would provoke if you'd like to take that attack.
Yes, I would. A 21 to hit
Absolutely does.
for 9 damage.
Yeah, Cleaver definitely takes a huge chunk out of his side as blood spills across the ground as he continues his movement and makes that shot.
All right, now can I shoot him with a grenade launcher?
Sure, where are you trying to shoot it?
I want to hit him, but
Which
not
one?
I would like to hit the guy at the piano, but not my friend who's close by. Yuno's 10 feet away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you're trying to hit that square specifically. DC 5. So go ahead and make a ranged attack roll. If you miss, it does splinter off in a direction.
I rolled an 18.
You will get a reflex save.
And all the players are wandering off.
Very well. It explodes. This one is dead. Here, take half. You launch a grenade at where Arvori is. It explodes. Shards of metal going in every direction. One of the applied solutions agents will collapse to the ground. The one that you hit on the attack of opportunity, dead. The other one takes a fair amount of shrapnel, spraying blood all about the fancy and probably very expensive carpet. On the other side of this explosion, you see a group of agents as they move in, taking shots at Corbin. Though the first one misses, the second one does hit for 11, the third one hitting for 6, and the fourth one hitting for 15. Amongst the smoke and shrapnel, Arvori will burst forth with a set of brass knuckles on his hand as he takes a swing at Mal's. While he struggles with the burning sensation all about his body, unable to get underneath the piano, he will be clocked across the side of the face, shattering his jaw and breaking out his enhanced and sharpened fangs as the brass knuckles disintegrate skin, at least on him, where it connects. The applied solutions agent will run up, slide onto a knee, and take a shot at Dotra with a grenade launcher. With a 29 to hit.
That hits.
For 10 points of damage.
I don't like it.
At the end of the round, you hear the final screams of Mal's, unable to find cover, as he will disintegrate into dust. The clattering of his 2 guns to the ground, his fine suit crumples into nothing, leaving behind only powdered and gray smears from the ashes. The loud slam of full plate and a large greatsword collides with the ground where the paladin once was. Underneath the piano,
Yuno will grin at the madam, standing up, letting the sun bask in his fully tattooed and bloody body as he casts iron scales and casts his mage armor on himself, scanning the area to see, using Death Watch to see who is injured or almost dying.
Yeah, looking around the room, I'm not sure about your allies, but most of the applied agents are fine. This one is wounded, and Arvori is wounded. Since they have alive, wounded, 3 or less, fighting off death, healthy, undead, or neither alive or dead. So, Flynn, from standing up above, you watch as a group of the applied solutions agents rush up, many of them landing blows on Corbin. Arvori ran and punched across the face of Miles Brown with a set of brass knuckles that shattered and disintegrated his jaw before he turned to dust, as did the paladin. A grenade had been launched by Dotra, which blew up the chair and killed one of the applied solutions agents. Yuno is still underneath the piano with the madam, and it is your turn. See, at this point, you guys probably have about 7 minutes till 9 o'clock.
That's a good point. I actually don't know what Avari's in this year. Sorry, what actually alignment is. So, for the purposes of him being impudent or not, for my class bonuses, it just matters that he is not my alignment for this to work on him, for whatever that's worth. Point is, I'm still going to shoot him 3 times. So it's an automatic weapon, so I'm going to get a bonus attack from that, and I'm going to rapid shot. So -6 on all the attacks, but I'm going to shoot 3 times.
Okay.
That's where we're going with all this. The bonus to hit
It's going to be rough.
It's going to be rough in general. It's going to be rough. So this is going to be the correct attack rolls for hitting. So that's with the penalties. So 17, 18, and 16s to hit.
Very well. Your first shot definitely lands blow. You can see the brief flashes of hard light armor trying to deflect a few bullets, but it does not get through. So the 15 comes in as he continues to bleed. The second one as well. Blood spatters from him as bullets find purchase. The last one does not. Your Death Watch, tells you that he is with 3 or fewer hit points.
Can I spend a morale point to boost that attack roll?
You absolutely can. Yeah, spending morale points 17. So that last shot does connect as you watch part of his knee torn out, as his arm breaks, as he falls to the ground in a pile of blood. With being hit 4 times with this, he's bleeding 4 at this moment. So it won't probably, unless one of you wants to heal him, he'll be dead within a round.
Can I 5-foot hop down, kind of to check on?
If you 5-foot hop down, you'll be on top of the piano.
On top of the piano from there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's fine. I'll start my 5-foot stepping down to get underneath the piano next round. Maybe with another 5-foot step.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's fine. Start making my way to see how Sangari's doing.
Corbin.
Is Avori bleeding?
Yes.
He's on the ground bleeding?
Unconscious and bleeding.
Wonderful. Corbin is going to grab him by the front of his whatever he's wearing. I would assume he's wearing some kind of fancy fuck you attire, but underneath he has probably a bulletproof vest, unless he was super arrogant to think that we weren't going to do anything and it's just in fancy attire.
Nope. I think very nice, very well made plaid kind of flannel shirt, rolled up on the sleeves, pack of cigarettes in the breast pocket. You pull it up and you pull chest hairs along with buttons.
Perfect. Corbin is going to take a 5-foot step, grab him by the front or whatever he can of clothing, and he's going to use that moment of watching him being unconscious and bleeding to fling him underneath the piano where Madame Sangari is.
All right, excellent. The gentleman next to you steps back as you're in full view and will
Oh my god.
Oof.
put 13 more damage into Corbin. The one below will miss Dotra.
I'll walk up to him and try to shank him with my knife.
Yeah, absolutely. Unconscious on the ground. You can definitely cleaver him.
Really?
Uh,
I rolled a 1.
for damage also.
You remember how like you have a grenade launcher, but it doesn't feel. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about.
So rather than walking up to him with my knife out, I forgot that I've got my grenade launcher in my hand, and I just launch a muffin at him.
An impressive.
At least he'll die well fed.
Yeah, maybe The cleaver unfortunately finds purchase in the edge of the piano as you were aiming at where his neck would be, unable to land it.
I'm going with Muffin.
All right, Corbin, another 13 points of damage. The shotgun blast continue to rail against you. And you said 17 was your AC?
Yes, right now, because I'm not by, it is 17. Yes, sir.
All right, another 11 points. All right, next to you, Madame Sangari is going to grab onto this bleeding body that's been thrown underneath the piano and will begin drinking copiously of the blood to try to restore the damage she's taken.
I'll look down at her, and my fangs will start salivating as I'll whisper in a almost like a lispy tone. Yes, turn him, enthrall your foe. And I'm not even going to do an action because I'm just enjoying drinking of blood, similar to my ancestors.
Meanwhile, Corbin's soaking bullets like the sponge
I'm
he is.
literally just getting sponge caked with shotgun shells, and he's like, "Hey, so you drinking some blood over there? That's pretty cool, huh?"
The privilege of being underneath the piano.
Bloodlust is real, guys. Bloodlust is real.
Flynn.
Flynn will hop the rest of the way down under the piano to see how things are going.
Yeah, she's in full consumption mode, as seems to be delighted in watching it.
Okay, looks like he is dead then.
Mhm.
Well, Madam Sangari, it's been a pleasure working on this contract for you. I think our business is done. Best of luck. And he levels the Gatling gun at her and opens fire.
Go and roll me damage. She is helpless right now. She has to consume, is in the throes of force feeding, as she would be. And so she will try to roll a fort save versus this coup de grace.
What's happening right now?
We're rolling a coup de grace.
So if it's coup de grace, is it roll crit damage?
Yep.
Am I able to react at all because I didn't take an action?
He was unconscious. He's not dead. What's happening right now?
If you have an immediate reaction, you can make that.
Oof.
I assume that there's some overlap on her with lawful or evil.
Correct. She is lawful evil.
Yeah, so she will not take the bonus damage. Just the 67.
I'm just going to try to move the gun's his aim. That's all I would do. I don't have any.
Yeah, as you reach out to stop kind of what you assume, what you hear is coming, he opens up in full fire. Let's hope she rolls a natty 20.
No! That's the opposite direction.
Wrong side of the dice.
Yep. I'm sorry, boys. That is a nat 1. Madame Sangari, blood-covered face, her curls a wreck, her skin peeling off. The vampiric sheen turns to nothing as it is full-on point-blank with a Gatling gun ripped asunder. Body parts go flying out from under the piano that immediately disintegrate in the bright light. Chunks of Arvori get flung all about the area as well. As honestly, these Applied Solutions guys will stop as well, having this moment of, what's happening? Corbin, it's your turn. The area behind you is spattered with blood, gore, and viscera. The room is entirely silent since the final clicks of a Gatling gun finishing its rotation.
Corbin is going to see the mercenaries stop and just get this amazed and confused look on all of their faces through their visors. And for probably the second and only second time in his life, he will fall for the, hey, what's that over there? And he will begin to look, having heard the minigun go off, and he's going to turn around and see just viscera underneath what was the piano and where the body was, and just be utterly confused. And he will say, what the fuck? And then get angrier at the guy holding the minigun and say, who gets paid now?
We do.
By who?
By whom?
Flynn gives a nod towards Dotra there.
Corbin is grabbing his stun baton and slowly walking towards Flynn. Really pissed off. So I hope you got really good words, Mr. Word Guy.
We get paid by Xavier Estable. The contracts as they were written, with both of them out of the way, he now owns all of it. Want to come work for him with me?
Corbin would inhale and look at Flynn and saying, we're still getting paid?
If these guys stop shooting at you, yeah. Because you guys aren't getting paid, I just want to be clear. If you do.
Corbin would scowl over his shoulder back at the mercenaries and wait to see if anybody took a shot.
Nope. They all look at each other for a moment, and one of them will kind of lift up his visor, and everyone's done?
Yeah.
I think we're done here.
Yeah.
He's going to eyeball. Flynn's going to take a close look at Ivori just to make sure that he's staying down. He doesn't know how vampires work.
Are we still turn-based here, guys? Before we keep going, I want to make sure.
Yeah, there's potentially an antagonist left.
Yeah, 100% it's coming. I'm just telling you now.
Yeah, I'm going to remove. I'll remove the Applied Solutions guys from this. But yes, then Corbin, you turn around to that Dotra.
I'm going to reach into my satchel and hand out some eggs and walk away.
Some eggs, grenades, or eggs.
Eggs.
I don't think I'm going to accept an egg from you at this juncture. I would look at you handing out eggs, but I don't think I would reach out to take one.
With that, Yuno, who are under a piano covered in blood.
Yuno's going to be enraged, looking up at Flynn and using my death watch. Can I see if he has 4 hit die or less?
I don't believe Flynn has 3 hit points.
Then I will look at him, and I'm going to cast Fox 1, Magic Missile.
I mean, that'll work.
Yeah, that absolutely will.
I don't think we're quite adjacent, so I don't think that provokes an attack of opportunity, and I don't know that I want to take one yet.
Yeah, 4 points of damage.
You should probably get to shoot more than one of those.
So as a level 5 sorcerer, you shoot.
Oh, 3 at 5th level. Yeah. I'll shoot all 3 at him.
All right. If we multiplying or rolling all the dice?
Dealer's choice.
I know my choice when you already rolled a 4 for the first one.
What are you talking about? Roll the dice.
So roll 2d4 more.
There you go.
But they're all a 3, a 3, and a 4.
Yeah.
Is that with the +1? That's with the +4.
Yeah,
So that's 10.
3, 3, and 4.
I take 10 damage from missiles impacting me.
And it's just going to be breathing heavy, fangs bared, eyes still glowing green. We had a deal. He'll just keep saying over like in a maniac voice.
And that deal is concluded. Contain yourself, please.
Your deal was concluded.
Yeah, your deal was to try to become a vampire. I don't think that's a good one.
You don't know that.
I have strong opinions on that.
Everybody, I think everybody knows what puppy eyes looks like.
You think a snake can become a vampire?
I ain't gonna hold you strongly accountable, given that that I'm making deals with demons. But still,
All right, Flynn.
Flynn will ready an action to cast a spell, as he says. Please stop that. The chances are over. If you don't want to stand with me, that's fine. I'll let we can part ways here. But he readied his action to cast.
Corbin.
Yeah, I'm gonna switch to subdual, and as I traverse, say, "Look, kid, I get it, but it's over with," and I'm gonna take a swing on him to knock him out, to calm him down. He's already seething.
You say him.
I am going for the aggressor. I am going to knock out Yuno. Flynn's explanation was enough, even though Corbin wasn't a part of the conversations. There's always some bigger fish eating a slightly smaller fish. This is just the fish that won out. Corbin wants to make sure his daughter goes to school and that his bills are paid and that there's work in the future. So having an ego doesn't equal a paycheck. He's going to see Yuno's ego get the better of him because he's still a kid. He understands love is a thing and, infatuation is a thing. But Corbin being a part of these kind of circumstances before were the goods of the many over the goods of the few and making sure, your paycheck's paid. Sometimes it's better to withdraw. So he's going to do his best to knock out Yuno and give him some time to chill the fuck out.
All right, you go and make that attack roll while you do, Dotra.
So this is going to be a reckless rage power attack roll for subdued damage. 21 hit.
AC's 21.
That's a hit.
Perfect. Cool. So this is going to be 19 subdual damage.
Are you conscious still?
Oh, no, yeah, I'm still conscious.
Okay.
Alrighty, Dotra.
As long as I get paid at this point, I don't care. There's been enough bullshit and people hiding shit. I will ready a fire grenade in the event that anyone comes after me, but I'm just going to watch them destroy themselves.
Alrighty, Yuno
is going to wipe the blood off his chin, smirk, smack 2 bits of sulfur together as he casts fiery shuriken, as 2 shurikens start spinning in front of him. And he'll look at just Corbin and Flynn and say, "You've made your choice. The Kabuto clan marks you for death."
Kid, let it go.
And he's just going to walk away. He doesn't care about the money. He doesn't care anyone's going out. He's going to just walk past everyone.
All right. Keep an eye on those shuriken to make sure they keep walking away, but the readied spell will get set down once he's out of attack range.
Corbin's still in rage. He's not going to let go of rage until he's away from this scene of bullshittery.
Very well. So Dotra and Yuno will leave the home, passing by the agents outside, the soldiers that they came in with. Further along in the neighborhood in Bayview, you can see seekers lined up, waiting for that 9 o'clock strike to move in to begin cleaning this up. You guys are able to exit the scene.
And we'll just send one further text back. It's done.
Shortly after sending that text, your phone will ring.
And he'll answer.
Mr. Exelum, I'm so very happy to hear from you.
Yes.
If you don't mind, there should be some paperwork on the second floor, back towards the office.
I'll take care of it.
Yes, if you don't mind putting a second signature to confirm those. And I believe that you've had a bit of a rough week. Why don't we say you could start at the end of the month? Consider this all paid time for now.
Sounds good. And my cohorts?
All of their retainer fees have been paid in full. If there are any that wish to join Bold Partners, I'm happy to bring them along, but for now, you're reinstated, your license put back. We look forward to working with you.
Excellent. I think one other gentleman here is going to come with me, and I'm sure he could use the time off as well.
The more the merrier.
We'll see you at the end of the month. And he'll hang up and head towards the paperwork.
So with that, we end the House Wars portion of the campaign. I hope all of you had fun listening. Looks like at least Flynn and Corbin have found new employment at Bold Partner.
I blame Jeff.
Hey guys, this is Josh signing off. Huge thanks to Jeff once again for letting us players bull ride through this China shop he calls Big Campaign. We'd also like to send a special thanks to Nihilor for letting us use his music. The tracks used today were Elle, Lillian, and An Unwavering Will. We'll see you in the next one.